believe the giant gorilla the story was based on did actually. One is a fictional character first brought to the big screen in 1933. The other is an enormous reptile that once roamed the earth long before man. King Kong the movie was revived in 2005 by New Zealander Peter Jackson. It was a box office smash, making $562.3 million worldwide. Historians believe the giant gorilla the story was based on did actually exist, perhaps even when dinosaurs inhabited the globe. How do you think it would match up with one of the largest meat-eating dinosaurs that ever lived, the T-Rex? King Kong vs. T-Rex. Who would win? King Kong. According to Jordan Charles Vogt Roberts, the director of the 2017 movie King Skull Island, King Kong is the 8th wonder of the world and measures 100 feet tall. That's taller than the official residence of the Pope. Located in the Vatican City, the Sistine Chapel could almost be considered a dwarf in comparison, measuring just 68 feet high. Size. When likened to an alpha male adult chimpanzee, King Kong is positively giant. The chimpanzee is just 4 feet tall and a mere 91 kilograms at best. Estimates have the 2017 version of King Kong weighing the same as 15,750 chimpanzees, or more than 1,400 tons. That's one big gorilla. The truth behind the stories. The giant movie monster has appeared in various fictional-based movies since 1933. However, the mythical gorilla could have links to the Gigantopithecus, a massive ape whose fossilized remains were discovered in 1935 by anthropologist Ralph von Koenigswald. He identified 2 third molar teeth that he believed belonged to an animal. Over 1,000 more teeth were found in Lucheng, and numerous remains, including bones, have since been discovered in at least 16 sites. These apes are believed to have lived during the early to middle Pleistocene period, which lasted from about 2,580,000 to 11,700 years ago. They appear to have gone extinct around 300,000 years ago, so there's no chance they met up with the Tyrannosaurus rex dinosaur in a previous life. If they had, you can almost guarantee it would have been quite the showdown. Diet. Like the Gigantopithecus, we can assume that King Kong was probably an herbivore. However, due to his size, it's difficult to imagine how many plants he would have had to consume to satisfy his super-sized stomach. Fortunately, in the movie, Skull Island is a sanctuary for prehistoric life, and lording it over the dinosaurs and other giant beasts is Kong, who can outfight any creature on Earth. The island is also inhabited by giant mutant plants, enough to keep the demanding mammal from looking elsewhere for dinner options. Just imagine if he started eating other animals on the island. There'd be none left in a week. An average adult male gorilla eats approximately 50 pounds of food daily, or 1/8 of its body weight. So keeping a big body like King Kong's powered would require a massive 7,500 pounds of food each day in comparison. In human terms, that's about 6,000 heads of lettuce, 15,000 Big Macs, or 65,000 Pop-Tarts. The food budget in his household would be phenomenal. Unstoppable? So what could possibly end the life of the huge and mysterious Gigantopithecus? The closest thing to the mythical King Kong died out. However, its relatives still exist in Asian forests today. It doesn't really make sense. Experts from the Seckenberg Research Institute in Frankfurt believe the huge ape was related to orangutans, but may have lived on the ground, just like our friend the T-Rex, but for different reasons. Where the gorilla was able to search for plant life from the ground up, the king of the dinosaurs would chase its prey. The male Gigantopithecus is estimated to have measured up to 3 meters tall while standing on its hind legs, so it was nowhere near the height of King Kong. It also weighed just half a ton in comparison, but there are similarities in their lifestyles. The Gigantopithecus would have had little to fear, other than big cats like tigers and other apes. On the other hand, King Kong's biggest threat was human. He dwarfed every other animal on the planet, even the T-Rex. That is, unless there's a mysterious giant dinosaur hiding out there somewhere that we haven't heard of. I guess that's always a possibility. Even the most massive of apes would have been helpless against tool-using humans, including King Kong. But the reason the Gigantopithecus died out may not be quite as simple. So if overhunting by early man wasn't responsible for the huge ape's extinction, what was? A weakness. Scientists believe their huge size and dietary preferences may have been their biggest downfall. I mean, it can't have been easy to live off plant life alone, and unlike their prehistoric predecessor, the T-Rex, they didn't branch out and switch to meat eating, something I'm sure many animals were grateful for. Sudden fluctuations in climate might have also put greater pressure on the ape and its lifestyle. Whatever the reason for its extinction, the Gigantopithecus didn't do too badly. It thrived in the tropical forests of East and Southeast Asia, from India to Vietnam, through China, for between 6 and 9 million years. Its main methods of subsistence were limited to a certain type of habitat, and like the giant panda, it is believed to have lived off bamboo. Molars found showed signs of cavities and enamel wear like those of other bamboo-eating animals. Bamboo is a nutrient-poor diet for any large mammal, particularly a giant ape. With tough leaves and stems, it's difficult to both eat and digest, meaning the giant ape would have had to feed more often and for longer periods. Unfortunately, their slow metabolic rate proved a potential killer in the unstable world they lived in. Their extinction is believed to have taken quite some time, so they must have been a hardy breed. It's little wonder, then, that one of the most famous movies of all time was based on this mighty ape. Strength. But just how tough was King Kong? It might be easier to compare him to Godzilla rather than an actual living ancestor. A fictional monster, Godzilla originated from a series of Japanese films of the same name. He first appeared in 1954 and became a worldwide pop culture icon. Dubbed the King of the Monsters, he is portrayed as an enormous, destructive, prehistoric sea monster, awakened and empowered by nuclear